Alright, Locomotive Division, General Motors Corporation Maintenance Instructions 1750U Revision 1. Lubricating oil for the domestic locomotive engine for the necessary for the correcting lubricating move of the part for the apparatus for the readily apparent with the recommendation, suggestion, comments for the maintenance instruction offered for the guide for the selecting the suitable engine lubricant oil quality. There should be direction of the oil to be real measure for the quality of the lubricating oil, the actual performance and the usual end with the because of the impossibility of establishing limits with all physical and chemical property of oil which can affect the performance of the engine of the broad range of environmental influences. Responsible for recommended with a consistent furnishing suitable heavy-duty oil and must reserve the individual oil supplier. Oil type the SAE 40 heavy-duty for the additive of the type of lubricating will confirm with the following specifications should be all engines that are applicable with the stated Bolt Universal second and set 100 and 210 degrees Fahrenheit viscosity and flash point, fire point, pure point, and zinc. Oil should have a high resistance oxidation, low tendency toward the formation carbon deposits show the nap curve of the silver emitter at 280 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Oils with adequate alkaline reserve the high effective the detergent dispersant system recommended. They strongly recommended the zinc with diethiophosphate and or similar additives present in the oil contained with more than 10 parts per million. Zinc with the considered extensively contaminated with the zinc diethiophosphate additive that should not be used since they may not satisfactorily lubricate reciprocating bearings sheathed in this engine. Qualification testing with the engine lubricating oil. Diesel engine lubricating oil must satisfactorily lubricate the entire engine under all conditions expected to be encountered with additional performance of the engine and the criteria for the reaching of the final judgment of the suitability with the several laboratory tests that helpful impairment making preliminary evaluations. These tests are physical properties previously known with corrosion of metal, silver, copper, to lead, overall evaluation, oxidization, stability with an EMD number LO201 method, viscosity rate of the characters, retention, alkalinity, additive of the development of insolubles, and a 24-hour silver lubricity test, development program and requirements of the new oil formation, supply with a basic stock oil, the supply with the additives expected with the conduct with this combative complete laboratory evaluation main stuff, the ASTM and EMD test method, the electric motive will review the monitor of the test. Engine test must be conducted by oil company to add the supply with a result with a favorable agreement within acceptable limits of variable and good product. The oil formulation must be subject to the silver lubricity engine testing evaluation. Successful completion of the test lube oil formulation should undergo the full scale of the field test. The minimum of 3 EMD engines heavy duty serve with a period of not less than 1 year. After successful completion of the field test, the oil can be considered the satisfaction of the general use. It should be watched closely during the 2 years of oil formation. Established improvement with the development program must remain exactly the same without any change. If an improvement the program is desired, the necessary the revised formulation must be evaluated by going through the complete development program. Use of one single brand name lubricating oil recommended with the locomotive fleet. The recommendation of a long-standing support for the observation of the performance locomotive fleets for lubricated with a single brand lubricating oil compared with the performance of the locomotive fleet lubricated with the oil mixtures. Engine lube oil usage test. Lists oil to be used with electric motive field warrants recognition of the queuing in the field with the performance isolated with the periodically. Section 1 will brand name oil of the U.S. Railroad. Section 2 will rebrand and blends. Brand name lube oil listed will have undergone all required development stage of laboratory analyzed with laboratory engine test, field testing, and field fleet operation in the field. Environmental influence can affect the lube oil performance, but not all lube oils react the same to those influenced with any of the borderline extreme with will be so noted. Mixing with lubricating oils, electric motive has also strongly recommended against mixing oil with combining lubricating oil with a different additive of the components created with the chemical mixture that cannot be readily evaluated in the laboratory nor can perform at the field but be reliable to predict for the fixing lubricating oil with a mandatory following the approach with a suggested effort to minimize the risks associated with the oil mixing practices. One lubricate oil considered the mixing should contain the same additive package. 2 with the number of lubricating oil to be fixed should be limited to no more than 3 for a given fleet. 3 common additives should be selected with a list of available additive performance. Section 3 usage list. 4 the brand name and oil should be parent with a common additive selected with because of the full qualification including the fleet experience primary component of the mixture. 5 only a premium base stock should be the consideration of the 2 components each based on its additive formulation to be evaluated with the same procedure for laboratory analysis, laboratory engine tests, availability, laboratory qualified lubricating oil summary over the common additive selection list with section 4 of the lubricating lube oil usage list with a list of the described the individual lubricating oils considered worthy to be candidates for the mixing of each of the common additive family evaluation oil mixture. As 3 common additive lube oils have been selected equally proportion of these The oils should undergo laboratory engine evaluation. Satisfactory completion of the test mixture should have been evaluated in at least 3 high horsepower units for a period of not less than 1 year. Reclaimed oil, considered the general category. Reclaimed oils are not recommended lubricating our engine. Reclaimed oils are to be used with judgment, but that used require the maximum evaluation control over the following suggestions are offered. The reclaimed oil must have the same additive the package name of the oils in which it was mixed. Reclaimed oil must pass all of the analysis quality control requirements. The brand name of the oils. It should be introduced the main supply of the tank of the railroad facility, not with the exceed 20% ratio. Reclaimed oil should never be used as a full engine engine charge. Oil changes intervals prescribed by the Apple schedule maintenance program are based on the average operating condition of the oil change intervals. The extent of the series of the costly engine problems may result in the occur heavy duty lubricating oil with the detergent dispersion properties along with the partially oxidized oil with the other contaminants to form the deposit of the engine. Lube oil will undergo severe additive depletion of the lead of frictional failure of the engine parts of the condition recognized with the TBN and pH values below the recommended limit to the baseline laboratory active trouble with the offered with the guide with the maintenance forth with the site with the action with the after the laboratory report with lube oil condition have received. Laboratory analysis of the oil is equally important with the guide with the condition lubricating oil with the condition of the engine, both the engine and oil. Conditions must be considered to be when planning to extend the oil change intervals beyond those recommended. The filter change the oil filter element replaces should be made with a determined schedule for the pressure monitoring of the oil filter tank and left the replacement interval specified for the applicable schedule maintenance program and the laboratory oil analysis. Dictate the earlier replacement elements must be on the proper type of the made suitable material for the elements of the intent of the use of the type of the engines are not suitable with the higher dispersant oil employed. Carbon and cement with the suspension with so finely oil is essentially filterable within some situations it may improve the extent of the filter element replacement intervals would be practical. The caution should be exercised with contemplating such action. Filler materials have not been developed that will be tolerated prolonged exposure to the heat or lube oil without the deterioration possible to disintegration of filter elements. High sulfur fuels, dual fuels use the total sulfur content per ASTM D129 except for the recommended of the maintenance instruction 1750 at a 0.5% limit below 70 3/4% is strongly divided with the engine lubricating oil with containing high detergent dispersant properties, high alkaline reserve to use. Engine lubricating oil formulations commonly used in the market offer preserved alkalinity in 8 and 13 TBN range. ASTM D2896 the higher TBN oils help to control adverse effects of the high sulfur fuels. However, it is essential to preserve alkalinity. TBN and TANA pH may be monitored on a regular basis. Short oil life will be experienced. A total sulfur content excess of 0.75% is suggested. You contact Locomotive for assistance and selectable suitable engine lubricating oil. Or interpretation of lube oil analysis. You have a lube oil analysis, basic for the analysis, normal for action, required borderline, take extra oil samples, high corrected condition, recommended action, shut down engine, drain lube oil, and change filters. We have a fuel leak, water leak, air filterization, except the ordered oxidization, contaminated fuel cracking analysis, oil contamination, abnormal wear, corrosion, rapid increase within normal range of what should be considered the borderline in conditions. And in combination. Alright, then it goes over the basis for analysis. Viscosity flashpoint check with a distillation point less than 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The viscosity with a 15% free water, chrome and iron and silicone. Fisher rate TNH, aluminum, magnesium, zinc, and silver, chromium, copper, iron, and lead in the combination. Shows the parts per million, normal to action required, borderline percentages in parts per million, high conditions, parts above and parts per million, recommended actions. Fuel leak, high check with the main bearings per maintenance manual. Water leak, resample the dry container, add fix the leak, check the main bearings per maintenance. Water leak, fix and find and fix water leak, check the tube, oil filter, tank pressure, air filterization, prove air filter maintenance required, excessive oxidization in oil, short oil, precipitate lube oil, quality fuel, sulfur content oil, cooler efficiency, engine temperature control of the power output, governor rack and setting, engine conditions, worn rings, cracked pistons, poor combustion, oil filterization, oil pump suction link, contaminated fuel cracking, catalyst, check fuel cleanliness, no fuel supply with the engine engine smoke, check with the injector calibration, tip erosion, check with the piston rings are acceptably worn, oil contamination, check the oil contacting galvanizing, painted surface, check with the makeup of the oil with the cycle of the specification, notify the lube oil supplier, check with the silver the bearing failures. Check if the oil contains the zinc of the corrosion, silver the check with the broken piston, cooling tube, the inefficient oil cooler, improper temperature control, fuel size, insert the bearing side with the distress, measure piston head clearance, lead readings, lead readings, oil drain is mandatory. Check with the training of the bottom of the oil pan with the debris, consider the turbo bearing condition. Abnormal wear, corrosion, rapid increase with the normal range. Check with the rapid wear rings and liners. Measure piston head clearance with the lead rings readings to locate with the worn piston thrust washer. Check with the rapid wear rings and liners. Most likely lead flashes dissolves off the bearing. Premature lead removal before the bearings are broken in can lead to the bearing distress. Inspect the replace off the upper connection rods. Insert with less than 6 months. The lead flashes have been removed with the unloaded area with a fish back. Bearings with the turbocharged engine with the connection rod bearings require replacement. Wrist pins bearings should also be checked with the replaced and lead flash has been removed. In combination, check with the debris with the under crankshaft gear with the indicated with the gear train bushing district. Check with the idle gear bearing clearance. Check with the main and connection rod bearings per maintenance manual. Oil drain is not mandatory. And that is Electric Motor Division General Motors Corporation Maintenance Instruction, Lubricating Oil Diesel Locomotive Engine Maintenance Instruction 752 Revision 1.